Hello everybody, my name is Lightsa, and today, with my awesome little buddy here, I will be showing you how to grind jailbreak properly. Now isn't that a good way to start this year? Alright, hello. If you noticed, I have 1.1 million right now. That is a lot. At least it's a lot in jailbreak terms apparently. And to be exact, I have 1.1 million, 17,000. Do get to $1,000,000 and then end up buying $1,000,000 vehicle. A lot of people buy like one thing, they end up buying like, I don't know, they end up buying the monster truck, or they end up buying something like the Volt bike, which is a bit more known. Most people buy the Volt bike or the Army heli first, especially the Volt bike. I bought the Volt bike first, but you never really see people getting lots of them, and there's a reason for that. See, in Jailbreak, it's so hard to earn money properly. There's not usually a way to earn all of the money. So what I'm going to be showing you how to earn a lot of, like $1,000,000 in like 2 weeks. And no, you're not going to have to spend 10 hours a day, Mr. People who grind every day and barely get any money. You can spend maybe like an hour a day at an hour a day, maybe an hour and a half at max, and you're going to get it. So here I am going to show you how to grind properly and get 1,000,000 in Roblox too. So first things first, you're gonna need a VIP server. It's much harder to do this without a VIP server. So yeah, you're going to need a VIP server. It doesn't matter though, I will have some links in the pinned comment as well as in the description below. So it won't be that so it won't be that hard for you to get one. I know some people like have VIP servers of their own. You can use these if you want. Mainly you need a VIP server just because it's easier for you to do it. And yeah. Okay, next thing. You're gonna need a vehicle that's accessible and can easily go around things. Like, I have the drone here, for example, which is a great example of a vehicle that can really, like, fly around fly around for one instance. You can use the Army heli too. That's actually a really good example for one, because how excellent it grinds. So the Army heli would be the first vehicle you would want to buy. Want to use, but any helicopter really works, so like the helicopter here would work. If you want to buy something that's fast, like the Bugatti for example, those work, but you don't want to use any vehicles that are like the monster truck, because that's not going to be ideal for you to grind. You can still use it, but you want to use a vehicle that'll be fast and more accessible to you. So like a very good example of this would be something like the Roadster, mainly because it does have the fastest acceleration in the game. It doesn't have the fastest speed, that goes to the torpedo, but it does have the fastest acceleration, and like any of these vehicles would really work. So here I'm going to show you guys the grinding method you should use. I'm going to put it on the screen real quick, and it is museum, power plant, jewelry, bank, and small stores. So first thing what you want to do is, if you don't, so a lot of people, so like if you don't, again, you should have a alt account in this game, and what you should do after that is, or a friend, because if you have any other people that play Jailbreak with you, can easily do this like for half an hour a bit, and just keep doing this grinding thing, and it'll work perfectly. And of course, you can do solo too, because you don't need to do museum. But anyways, so basically, you do museum first, and then before you do museum, what you want to do is head on over to the power plant, because if power plant's open real quick, because basically you can stack power plant and museum together. It doesn't give you any benefits, but it just makes the process quicker, because you're both going to the you're both gonna end up going to the criminal base, so it doesn't really matter which way you do it. But it's better to stack this on top. You can do it separately if you want, but it is better. I'd recommend it. After that, you want to head on over to the jewelry store and the bank. You can do any of this in this order. Jewelry store and bank can be in any order. The main reason is because if you're doing, because basically the train comes on the map randomly. So if the train does come, then you should do it. And there are other things like, for example, like the cargo boat. It's not really active here right now, but like the cargo boat will come eventually too. The cargo boat, the cargo plane, and the trains, you don't want to focus too much on that, mainly because they don't come often and they won't give you as much money as these do. I believe bank can give you 4,500 and its highest. Jewelry gives you 5k. After you do jewelry, head on over to bank, and then I recommend you doing the small stores. Small stores mainly because it only takes about 15 seconds each to rob them, and Depending on how much money is, but like with the duffel bag, you're gonna get 1,500 from it. So I'll just show you guys right here. Oh hey, I just noticed I have the Asmo little shoulder buddy, and I'm robbing Asmo. Here, you got 1,500, and both of them together, you get 3,000 from that. Obviously, even without the duffel bag, there still is a decent amount. And like again, you're basically getting almost the same as the train that way. Train at max will give you 4K. But the thing about the trains is, again, they don't come often. These two stores open pretty quickly, so yeah, definitely would recommend doing the small stores then. And then, by the time you've done all of those robberies, the museum should be open for robbery again. So you want to head on over to the museum, do that, then go to power plant, stack it, go to jewelry, and go to bank, do the small stores, and over again. There is one thing I'd like to mention. The jewelry store and the bank open less, so those you can also skip while you're doing them. You have to do them, and again, sometimes train will come, you can do them then, or the cargo boat. Don't go to the cargo plane while it is probably the most detailed robbery of Jailbreak. Again, you have to you need a police to call it, so I wouldn't recommend doing the cargo plane. Right, now let's talk about vehicles. For vehicles, I did talk about this before, but I wanna do a little more detailed response on this, because, uh, like, you're gonna need vehicles if you wanna grind. Lamborghini is perfectly fine. It's like the 5th fastest vehicle in the game, so it's actually pretty good to use. And then, other vehicles such as the Volt Bike, Volt Bike, it's interesting, because Volt Bike is harder to control, but if you know how to control it, like, I'm pretty good at controlling the Volt Bike. If you know how to control the Volt Bike, and you know how to drive it properly, like, obviously it's harder to drive the Volt Bike, but there is some things, like, if you generally stay on one surface, like the road, Volt Bike will not glitch out. Like, over there it did, but if you're staying on just the road, let's say, then it is going to be pretty much fine. If you're going, especially, it does pretty much the best off-road, definitely. So, like, off-roading for, like, museum and power plant, I would really recommend Volt Bike, mainly because, like, look, I basically crossed all that distance, like, a few jumps, and, like, look, I'm already here. So yeah. So next, the Roadster is actually probably the best value for a vehicle, because it's, what, the 4th fastest vehicle in the game, technically. I will put, like, I'm gonna have, like, a picture of the screen of the actual speeds of all the cars together. And then the Roadster's and like besides the torpedo, the top like 5 vehicles are basically the same speed, so it's like one of the fastest vehicles in the game. Amazing acceleration. It's probably the most worth. It's probably like, besides the original Bugatti, the Roadster is probably worth the most money, mainly because of its acceleration. So yeah, definitely recommend using the Roadster if you're grinding, especially for things like jewelry, for example, because, you know, you're getting out of this, you want to quickly go there, good acceleration, that's going to help you a lot. Okay, so that was my video on how to get $1 million in Roblox Jailbreak. So like, my next video is probably going to be something more comedy related. It's not going to be a skit, it's going to be a gameplay about probably the truck robbery. But yeah, so that is my vehicle video of how to successfully get $1 million in Jailbreak over and over again. So hope you guys did enjoy it. Buy the Roadster today if you haven't. Maybe gotta buy the Bugatti Chiron too if you haven't, mainly because it's actually pretty fast. But anyways, see you guys later now, because I am gonna go do something else.